Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Take one. Let's see if we can do it.
Well, it's sort of, but as always, guys, thanks for sticking with us, being part of the family. All three channels, Evolutionary, EEARTS, and Heart's Home. And let's go straight to what's going on. So we see hazmat crews summoned as firefighters battle a large recycling plant fire. We've seen quite a few recycling plants go up on fire. We've seen many things go up on fire in regards to energy and also, food. So numerous firefighters along level 1 hazmat crews were working to control this significant fire at a recycling plant in Brockton, Massachusetts. 4-alarm level was reached. Now, when I saw this, at first I thought, oh, okay, it's just another alert talking about the same one that's happening in Texas. But no, there was another one in Texas. And this is down in Houston, and this is not the first time that we've seen this in this area as well. 2-alarm level. Here, residents warned to stay away from the area because, again, we don't know what could be burning besides the obvious. And, that's been the question, and that's been what people have noticed with all these fires going on in areas that are, well, apparently just thickly wooded, but, strange chemical smells. Fire is something that can hide a lot of things within it.
Oh my gosh, it can definitely hide a lot of things and, cover up things and just erase things.
Absolutely. And then over here we see the Kerch Bridge is on fire as people are looking. This is in, again, Crimea, and this is the Crimean Bridge. And Ukrainian drones attacked the bridge. It's interesting, too, because we think about Ukraine. Now, Crimea was part of the Ukraine, and then before that it was part of Russia, and now it's part of Russia. These areas, these boundaries, if we really look back at history, we might find that certain areas change hands every generation or two. And how much does the average person's life change? In comparison to, is it worth it to go through all these wars? I don't, in my humble opinion, no. These wars serve very, very dark purposes, and we're probably going to get shut down pretty soon. Hunter B., business partner, Keynes Rakashev, who met with his dad, allegedly supplied armored vehicles to Putin-backed forces that were used in the invasion of Ukraine. According to leaked emails belonging to Rakashev, who can be seen below having a meeting with VP Biden, armored vehicles were supplied to Chechen troops and used during the Ukraine invasion. A report created by Kazakhstani Initiative on Asset Recovery details how Rakashev is an owner of Kazakhstan Paramount Engineering, KPE, which makes Arlen mine-resistant armored platformed vehicles. The vehicles were spotted in Mariupol in April of 2022. Same business partner that gave HB $142,300 to go get a Porsche in 2014 and invested millions in the United States through him. Yeah, organized crime is legalized at the very top, and then that's the realization. This is organized crime. There's no way around it. As much as they want to deny it, again, it's that old Steven Seagal movie, Above the Law. You think you're above the law? Well, yes, they know they're above the law. When you join these secret societies, you're told, don't worry, everything you need is going to be taken care of. That's the first thing they tell you. Yeah, don't worry, all your needs will be taken care of. Sure, all you got to do is go along with the plan. Do you know how many companies have played both sides in wars? This is a common practice. It's profits, and it leads to greater and greater control. And this is over in Hawaii, and I'll leave it for you guys. I'll give you the link. but it just shows the fear and the uncertainty that so many people just went through. And it's fascinating because we were listening to, as you see, again, some people are saying, is it the power lines that came down? Because multiple power lines we're seeing coming down when the winds went whipping up. Could the power lines have done all this damage? Well, search your feelings, Luke. Search your feelings. What are your feelings? We see Oprah just buying up a bunch of property, and we see Bezos with no damage to his property. And, this was one of the richest stretches of the island that now is going to be up for grabs, literally on fire sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. It's really sad. And we were listening to a local there who had lived there all his life, and he was explaining that this is just flat impossible, the way that it happened, in him knowing the land the way he was. And I'm going to believe the locals every single time.
And here we have this was a sighting, over 30 reports in Florida of something. Again, they'll tell you, don't worry, it's just a meteor breaking up. And when it looks like it's not a meteor or it does something different, then they'll say, oh, it was just a Russian rocket, or maybe it was a Chinese rocket. They'll never give us a straight answer. And does anybody have an idea what this is? This is somebody in Florida. Let's see if we roll back.
Yeah. We're going. I think it's 20.
I think that deserves a row.
I would be, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably pee.
Some suggested manatees. I've had manatees swim like a foot from me, and I didn't know they were there. I mean, it almost made me jump totally out of my skin as I was standing in chest-high water in Florida on a beach that wasn't really populated. And I just turned around, and these two things that were about 8 feet long, I would say, went swimming right by me nice and peacefully. And I was just glad it wasn't sharks, because it wouldn't have been so peaceful.
Indeed.
Oh, but my God, they can make it. They're called sea cows. So in the new world, this is Hair Q-Tip. In the new world, you have to accept total transparency. It will become part of your personality. Everything will be transparent. If you have nothing to hide, you have no reason to be afraid. Then why aren't you telling us the truth about anything? You talk about nothing, the pot calling the kettle black. My God, they hide more stuff. They can't, because nobody would put up with it. Scientists unveil bizarre plot to catch an asteroid, tether it with an enormous umbrella, in an attempt to shield us from the sun's rays. They're knowingly now putting up, they're admitting to putting up these trails in the sky to block out the light of the sun. Again, that's because of ascension, because the sun is literally changing our DNA to where they won't be able to control us. And so this is why they have this material all over our entire planet. And it's unfortunately in many cases that nature doesn't intend for it to go. And we're talking about that wonder material, graphene, black goo. Oh, again, the alien movies, all these movies. This is like a sci-fi horror show that we find ourselves in, with, again, these vampiric extraterrestrials that want to suck the life force from us. Literally. You can't make this up, because, they're like vampires. They don't like the sun, because the sun is sending information from source and the creator of this universe to rectify the dark matrix, to eradicate the dark matrix. And, again, when that sun blasts, it's going to eradicate a lot of things. And a lot of people say, bring it. Here come the sun.
I know. And I'm looking at that photo thinking, how much did this so-called scientist get paid to pull up make this awkward rendition of, here, let's hook a umbrella on this rock and keep the sun from shining. And then you really have to think about it. Vampires do not like the sun, and maybe they're just trying to figure out ways where they can be out in the open all the time, quite often. And somebody got paid for that picture, and they got paid very well.
Yeah, and again, we look to Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove, another one of their cultic spots where the elite go. Reagan, for instance, Ford and Nixon and many of your elite power brokers from the right-hand side have gone over here. Spiders come not here. Weaving spiders come not here. As you see this. And it's right on our dollar bill. They got the little owl hiding in the background there. Yeah, again, the symbolism is all around us as we see, the Lizard Lounge is hosting right now. Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's very, very apropos. Yes, it is. It is a sci-fi movie you've waken up inside of, guys. We want to thank you for your support on Patreon. We couldn't do it without you guys. And thanks that we're very thankful that you keep growing the Patreon, because again, it doesn't matter what the views are, they are always strangling us monetarily on purpose.
They are. If it's not monetary, it's, choking us technology wise. So thanks, you guys. You really help us get this information out there. I think it helps other people, and we're all working together.
So thank you, Gil, and thank you, Dave, our newest patrons. As always, guys, stay prepared. Much love. God bless, and namaste.
Namaste.